Good morning, guys. How are you? Welcome to our English class. Today is Thursday and the date is 24 of September 2020. Today, inshallah, we will do the exercises in your activity book. رح نحل التمارين بكتاب الactivity. So open your books and follow with me. Last time I gave you these as homework. Now I will do it with you with you. أعطيتكم هدول كواجب المرة الماضية. هلا بدي أحلهم معكم. تمام؟ هلا first of all to be able to give the correct plural form, you should ask yourself, to which rule does this word follow? Which rule does this word follow? أي قاعدة تتبع هاي الكلمة؟ القاعدة number 1 اللي حكينا بنضيف just as، أو القاعدة الثانية لما بنضيف es، أو القاعدة الثالثة لما بنضيف أو لما بنحول الواي ل I بعدين نضيف es، أو القاعدة الرابعة اللي هم irregular plural irregular plural الكلمات اللي عندهم plural غير منتظم، وكتبت لكم إياهم وحكيت لكم إنكم لازم تحفظوهم. okay. So first of all I would like to ask you, goose follow which rule? Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4? Yes, it's follow rule number 4. It has irregular plural form. So goose become geese. Goose, geese. Okay. Now let's move to pie. Pie does follow which rule? Rule number 1, 2, or 3, or 4? Yes, rule number 1. Rule number 1. So pie become pies. We just add s. Why we did not add why we did not change y into I then add es؟ ليه ما حولنا الواي ل I بعدين ضفنا es؟ لأنه الواي preceded by a vowel، لأنه الواي بيسبقها حرف علة. So منخليها زي ما هي. We keep it as it is and we add s. Okay. So write note in your box. اكتبوا ملاحظة على كتبكم إنه الواي قبلها حرف علة، عشان هيك ما غيرناها، خليناها زي ما هي. Okay. Okay. Now let's move to penny. Penny ends with what? With y. Okay. So it's follow which rule? Rule number 3. Yes. So it ends with y preceded by a consonant. بتنتهي ب y مسبوقة بحرف ساكن. So in this case we turn the y into I and then add es. We turn change the y into I and then add es. Change the y to I and then add es. Why? Because we have y preceded by a consonant. عندنا y مسبوقة بحرف ساكن. عندنا y مسبوقة بحرف ساكن. Okay, now child. Child does follow which rule? Which rule does child follow? لأي قاعدة تتبع child? Rule number 1, rule number 3, rule number 4. Which one? Yes, rule number 4. It has an irregular plural form. عندها صيغة الجمع تبعتها غير منتظمة، يعني تتغير الكلمة كاملة، مش منضيف لها s. So it's wrong to add s to child. Okay, so child become children. Okay, child, children, child, children. You have to memorize these words. Okay, لازم تحفظوا الكلمات غير المنتظمة لحتى تقدروا تحلوا التمارين، تقدروا تستخدموهم كمان بحياتكم اليومية. تمام. you have to memorize them. okay, let's complete. fairy 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 ends with what? with y. okay, the y preceded with what? with a consonant, حرف ال R. so عنا y مسبوقة بحرف consonant. what we have to do? we have to turn the y to I. لازم نحول ال y ل I. then add es. بعدين نضيف es. okay, so fairy become fairies. so we change the y into I and then add es. why? because the y preceded by a consonant يسبقها حرف ساكن. okay, frog which rule does a frog follow? أي قاعدة بيتبع الفروغ؟ yes, rule number 1. we simply add s. so frogs, we simply add s. okay, man, which rule does man follow? yes, rule number 4. it has irregular plural form. so man become men لأنها irregular. okay, man, men. so again guys, you have to memorize the irregular plural forms. لازم تحفظوا الكلمات اللي عندهم صيغة جمع غير منتظمة. اوكي، لازم تحفظوا هاي الكلمات زي man, men, child, children, goose, geese، وأعطيتكم كمان غيرهم بالملخص. اوكي. Okay, now let's move to exercise 2, page 8. Exercise 2, page 8. Read the sentences aloud, then fill in the plural nouns. بنقرأ الجمل بعدين نحط البلورال فورم لهاي الكلمات المكتوبة in bold بخط غامق. Okay, the bus is late. The bus is late. The buses are late. So bus does follow which rule? Yes, rule number 2. We add es. Buses. We add es. So it's follow rule number 2. Okay. I am looking for my watch. I am looking for my watch. We are all looking at our watches. Watch does follow which rule? Yes, rule number 2. We add es because it's end with ch. So watch بتنتهي ch, so لازم نضيف لها es. Rule number 2. Watch become watches. Watches. We added es. ضفنا es. I have one class. I have one class today. I have one class today. I have two, so we need a plural noun here. Okay, two. Class follow which rule? Class does follow which rule? Rule number 2. Yes, because it ends with ss, so we have to add es. لازم نضيف es لأنها بتنتهي ss، بتتبع القاعدة الثانية. So I have two classes today. I have two classes. We added es لأنها بتنتهي ss، بتتبع القاعدة الثانية. My teacher is waiting. My teacher is waiting. Okay, my are waiting. My teachers are waiting. Teacher, teachers. Teacher does follow which rule? Rule number 1. Yes, we simply add s. نضيف لها بس S. So it become teachers. Teachers. We just added S. ضفنا بس S. Here comes a van. Here comes a van. Here comes a van. Here comes two vans. Van does follow which rule? Rule number 1. Yes, we simply add S. So it become vans. Vans. Okay. Notice here we use a singular verb to be because we have a singular subject. Okay, do you remember the rule of verb to be؟ بتتذكروا قاعدة الverb to be اللي أخدناها أول الفصل. Here we use is because we have a singular subject. The buses are, we used plural because we have plural subject. Okay, and here also my teacher is waiting, my teachers are waiting. Okay. Now this page will be your homework إن شاء الله. هاي الصفحة رح بتكون واجب عندكم. إيش لازم تعملوا؟ You have to copy this paragraph on your notebook. بدكم تنسخوا هاي الباراجراف، هاي الفقرة على دفاتركم. بعدين you have to circle the plural nouns. لازم تحطوا دائرة على البلورال nouns. Okay, again you have to copy this paragraph on your notebook. بدكم تنسخوا هاي الفقرة أول إشي على دفتركم. بعد ما تنسخوها you have to circle the plural nouns. بدكم تحطوا دائرة على الكلمات الجمع. تمام، تنسخوها أول إشي على الدفتر، بعدين تحطوا دائرة على الكلمات الجمع. وبليز ما تبعتولي الحل على الواتساب، ابعتولي إياه على الرابط. تمام، تحملوا الصورة على الرابط. Okay guys, okay, that's it for today. Have a nice weekend. وبعتذر إذا كان صوتي مو كتير واضح بس لأني شوي تعبانة. باي باي guys.